All right, so we're going to talk about recovery coaching. Recovery coaching here is based on the recovery capital model. Everyone that comes here does an intake evaluation. Then we do a recovery plan. Your first recovery coaching session will look like building that recovery plan and then guiding the participant on how to engage that recovery plan, how to meet the goals that they've set, connect them with resources that they're going to need along the way, and offer the support of your own lived experience from living in a recovery house, being able to build recovery capital while living in a recovery house. What we're most focused on this first recovery coaching session and that first recovery plan, which is going to be about 45 days long, is we're going to be most focused on overcoming any mental health needs, connecting participants to employment, training, and volunteering, their recovery pathway engagement, their criminal justice involvement, and also overall issues. So what mental health looks like if a participant comes in and they say, yes, I need mental health support, right? The first thing that we need to do is identify what kind of mental health support they need. Sometimes a participant will need MAT or a psych eval because they feel like they need psychiatric medications. Others will feel like they need one-on-one counseling, right? So when they come in and they answer, yes, I need mental health support, right? It's going to be on you guys to kind of dig in there and ask some follow-up questions to get to what it is that they mean by mental health support. Right? So like, Sarah, what are some of the questions you ask when somebody says that they need mental health support?
So I would definitely ask if they have been diagnosed with any mental health issues. I would ask if they're currently taking any kind of psych meds, and what previous mental health institutions or providers they've been associated with.
Okay, great. So that after identifying what specifically that it is that they need support with, right, the next step would be to connect them with those resources. Most of those will be already tagged in the ARM system, but some folks come in with their own providers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they already have a provider that they're comfortable with and have a relationship with and they want to continue with that provider, like it would be on us to try to make that connection for them, overcome transportation barriers, whatever that might be, help them set up the appointments if they need, and kind of just coach them and make them aware of what that process is going to look like for them. The second thing that we want to focus on is employment, training, and volunteering. So the science of recovery capital tells us that our participants that are employed and involved in some kind of training or education and involved in some kind of volunteering have a much higher success rate than people that do not. 2 out of the 3 is what we're looking for. So if we can get someone working and involved in some kind of volunteerism, that's what we're looking for. Or any 2 out of the 3, but most often what you're going to find is working and also volunteering. Volunteering can mean a lot of different things. If they are 12-step, if they get a service position with their home group, that would count as volunteerism. It doesn't have to be formal. I'm going to go sign up at the Goodwill and help fold clothes. It doesn't have to be that. It's just what we're looking for is our participants to have some dedicated time where they get outside themselves to help someone else. Making coffee at their home group, setting aside some time to pick people up, to take them to a meeting would also count as volunteering as long as they're doing it regularly. What are some other forms of volunteerism you guys have seen around here?
I have something like helping people get to meetings, like volunteering your time to put somebody else in your car and take them to a meeting. Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's great.
You do connecting to like even helping with resources like food banks, or getting them to the grocery store for their first visit, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you guys, like me, have experienced that when getting outside ourselves to help another person or do something good within our community, it gives us that that self-esteem boost, right? It makes us feel good on the inside. Like this is something that's documented in the recovery capital science. So we want to attempt to get our participants involved. Like I said, employment, training, and volunteering, 2 out of the 3 of those. The next thing that we want to focus on is criminal justice involvement. So a lot of folks enter into the recovery space criminally justice involved, right? What that means is they have been recently arrested or incarcerated. They could be on probation or pretrial. We will see a lot of folks mandated to a drug court. There's a lot of different ways somebody could be criminally justice involved. And recovery capital tells us that when somebody is criminally justice involved, that is negative 10 points on their recovery capital. It's a barrier to recovery. I can say from my own experience, right, having to worry about getting to probation and keeping my probation officer happy is stressful and it's difficult. So what you guys should be doing is laying out a specific plan and support, right, for a participant that comes in and they're criminally justice involved, right? This is what it looks like. Here's the address to your probation officer. This is what this is where the office is. Help them navigate their appointments. I like to use Google Calendars, for instance. I can't even take out my trash every Tuesday without setting an alert on Google Calendars. That's me though, right? And so helping them being able to sort through all these appointments that they're gonna have early in recovery and making sure that they get to what's probably gonna be the most important one, right? Getting to probation or getting to pretrial when their color gets called is very important, right? That's another thing that I would use Google Calendars to do. Is I would set a reminder for myself. It would go off every morning, call color code. So I would remember to do that. I've seen a lot of people get sent back to jail because they couldn't remember to call every day and they missed when their color was called and they didn't screen. And so that's one of the things that you guys are going to be doing is just trying to support these people through their criminal justice involvement. It's a lot of stress. I know you guys already know that, but that's what we're here to do is offer the support, offer them some good practices, help them manage this new space that they're in, right? It's a lot learning to adult when many of us get here in the recovery space never having done that. So that was it. All right, cool.